Dan Acre here, Operations Manager of the Ontario Regiment Museum, carrying on a little bit with the World War I display. One of the weapons I also find very interesting in the World War I display is the Lewis gun. The Lewis gun is an air-cooled machine gun. Firing a rifle caliber bullet at a great rate of fire heats up barrels. That's why most machine guns are water-cooled. They have a jacket around them that's filled with water that sort of cools down the barrel so it doesn't burn out, warp, or cause premature firing of the weapon. So the way that this is air-cooled is that in actual fact you can see there's vents here, and the barrel itself only goes to a little bit, about halfway down that portion of the shroud. And the concept is that the bullet, when it's firing, creates a vacuum behind it, drawing cold air through along these vents and keeping the barrel cooler. It's interesting in concept. It wasn't the most efficient way, but it was a very good and very portable machine gun. Portable by the standards of World War I, where everyone was carrying rather ornate machine guns with that had originally been considered almost an adjunct to artillery. Now, the thing about the Lewis gun is the Brits, and he was an American officer, he designed it, he offered it to the American Army. The general in charge of the ordnance basically said, Lewis, I don't like you, I don't like your gun, and so I'm not buying it. So Lewis went off and quit the American Army, went to Belgium, started manufacturing these machine guns, and they became extremely popular. The Brits encountered them in Belgium and basically took a licensing agreement to manufacture them in England. And basically a World War I platoon had Lewis gun as part of its complement. So you started having machine guns portable at the platoon level in the Commonwealth forces. Now, it was a great machine gun. It continued to be used all through World War I and World War II by the Brits. When the Americans entered World War I, Colonel Lewis went to the American Army and said, hey, would you like to have access to Lewis guns? And the general in charge of the Ordnance Corps apparently was the same man, and he said, Lewis, I still don't like your face, I still don't like your guns. So they went off and got some horrible French light machine gun that was so badly manufactured that the Americans really found it was impractical for fighting. However, Lewis offered this to the Marines and the U.S. Navy, and their procurement department was different than the Army, and they fell in love, because I guess they didn't have a pre-existing condition of hatred of Colonel Lewis, of buying the Lewis gun. So you would find that the U.S. Marines and the U.S. Navy used Lewis guns all through World War I and all the way to the beginning of World War II. And again, by World War I standards, an incredibly light, effective weapon. Thank you.